Hey, it's Mike Dance from Brookside in Austin, Texas. I just want to talk a little bit today about security and how that works in today's cloud-based enterprise. So Brookside is an Austin-based company since 2002 that helps companies find the best path to the cloud for talk, chat, video, and connectivity solutions. We have a lot of customers that we've worked with over the years, from Four Hands in Hayes County to some of the new ones with Premier Research Labs, designing a contact center for them, Airco, as well as some of the school districts around here from St. Michael's to McDade. What we do is we help find the right talk, chat, and video solution to meet needs and budgets because everybody's got a different need and budget. So we work with the top solution providers in the unified communications as a service and contact center service providers. So we're familiar with their solutions, how they deal with security and things of that nature. And then we actually provide wholesale pricing on fiber from all the major carriers, which helps kind of complete the process and have a single point of contact for any problems. Mitel is one of the better solutions that we work with. Secure, reliable, local. Here in Austin, we know everybody we work with is pretty much local. And they got over 5 million cloud users, so they've got it figured out. When we're talking about using the cloud, security is a big deal. Well, they've got 70 million global users. So, I mean, security is something they've had to deal with from day one. They have offices all over the United States, as you can see, including one right around the corner from the Oasis in Austin, Texas. That's right. Over in River Place Boulevard is Mitel's main office, about 300 or so employees that are over there that are basically providing support. And they designed the product and solution that we're looking at, and they're very familiar with how security works. And they're actually a local Austin company that's hiring. So anybody that's looking, they're looking for all different kinds of jobs out there, mainly network engineers or people from operations side of things. But these are the people that support the solution that we're providing for you here in Austin, Texas. So Mitel, has got a really good timeline of where they've been and where they're going, starting back in '73 and acquiring, pretty large companies, competitors like Intertel and ShoreTel over the years. And then some good peripheral companies from Astra, Prairie Fire, and Oasis for the call centers to Toshiba and their customers. So they're providing a single login solution. They're backed by a large Searchlight private equity company. So they're in 100 countries. They've got a lot of revenue, 1.3 billion in revenue. They're number one in multiple categories. So a lot of this, once again, comes back around to what we want to talk about today. Well, and as well as, the Gartner Group too. They also select them as very highly in every category. So, I mean, all this comes back around to what are they providing? And so the number one flagship solution that they're providing and what we're talking about for the most part today is MiCloud Connect, and how that works. So that's in the Google Cloud platform and uses AES 256 encryption for voice and WebRTC for soft phones and mobility and video. And then, it's HIPAA compliant, SOC 1, SOC 2 compliant. So you have a secure talk, chat, and video all in one place. It's got, really good IP phones that come with it, web and video conferencing, message screen sharing, all these apps, enterprise contact center, team collaboration and workspaces, and native integration to your business apps like Salesforce. All that stuff is integrated to a single solution that runs in the cloud. So what you've got is you've got the ability to have a portal, so you can do all the, from reporting to everything you need, looking at your bill, you can adding users, changing around extensions, all this stuff can be done very easy from a portal. But they also will do it for you for free as part of the MiCloud Connect, 24/7 with remote tech support. And a lot of times it's people in Austin that are answering the phone. So one of the things that makes it, very secure is the Google Cloud platform, because Google, that cloud platform is very secure, scalable, reliable, compliant. It's one of the larger, more established platforms in the country. With 13 data centers in the United States, making them compared to 2 with Ring Central and 4 with Zoom. I mean, it's just less paths and less sophistication to be able to operate. As far as around the world, they've got 24 data centers. I mean, they're everywhere. Everybody knows who Google is. It's where YouTube is. It's where a lot of things are. So, I mean, they've got all the security and the ability to perform already down. And so they offer you the best thing about the Google platform is high availability. It's got the industry's best security. Like I said, it's HIPAA compliant, SOC 2 compliant, and fast. And it's very easy to deploy things on it. So how does Mitel handle security? Well, they got best in class security compliance, multiple certifications, but I mean, they monitor things and make sure that, and they're constantly making it better. I mean, whatever the Google Cloud doesn't do, they're trying to do. So, they use stack driver technology for user productivity to make sure things run really, really quickly. And then they're in high availability data centers, so all the Google Clouds are going to be high availability and backed up and things of that nature. So, and then on the end users, they're using desk phones that have multiple levels of encryption. They're a little impossible to be able to hack. And then the firmware on the phones has the strong, the signing in more or less and strong credentials between the users and the solution. And then you've also got the ability for the desktop clients to use, WebRTC, which is the best way to do data and soft phones and things of that nature that are anything involved in the web. So WebRTC, you don't have to have the app running. And then class service protection makes sure that nobody can make long distance calls, and you control who can do what with class of service. So at the end of the day, the data center's got multi-layered security traffic that takes care of multiple layers of being able to track and make sure that the bad guys don't get in. So it's, as I said, there's many different certifications they've got that they've established to make them more leaders. When you start looking at HIPAA and SOC compliance, these are things that are looked at. Just in case you didn't know, this criteria is from logging to intrusion detection, firewall, the pen test, all these things are done in an effort to be able to, and they have to pass all these to be, HIPAA and SOC 2 compliant. So at the end of the day, a summary, Google Cloud, PCI compliant, 256, secure RTP, TLS, all these things all contribute to a very secure user situation. So when you break it down, and the users have a choice between Mitel phones, Mitel manufactured phones, and Mitel developed software. Both of them are using the highest level of encryption to make sure that you have security. This is not the case with the other providers. We also represent 200 providers and carriers, and so we talk about other people. We're in an ability where we can sell you pretty much anything. But in this situation, what we've got, you take a look, these are all the different vendors. Most of them are using exactly the same technology, which is a software switch in a data center with a SIP phone. And so when we start talking about what about these other cloud communication providers, I'm talking about other than Mitel, who has the encryption built in. We're talking about everybody from RingCentral to Dialpad, 8x8, all of them. Encryption's a big issue, and they all use SIP phones. And SIP phones cannot be encrypted unless you do something on the data side for every extension, every user, which can be kind of a hassle and something you can forget about in some cases. But ransomware is a real thing these days, and it's happened to people that I actually know, where they've asked people from Russia have called and won a couple $1 million, and they couldn't do anything about it. So they've lost their database and their customers and a lot of recordings. Security issues associated with SIP phones. So they don't use, they don't even use encryption. They're designed to work on just a regular data network. So things like packet sniffers can be used to be able to listen to and or record information that they can use for ransomware attacks. So Putin over there even thinks it's easy to hack, So, when you start looking at voice over IP, hacks, well, you can Google it. You can find a lot of information. This slide tells you a little bit about it. The top targeted voice over IP product protocols were SIP and whatever Cisco's using. So, there's almost 100% of the users right there as far as hacking targets. So, that's done, it can easily be intercepted. So when you start talking about connectivity and making all these things work fast, and also security in SD-WAN, things of that nature, it needs to run over fiber. Fiber is going to be more secure than coax and some of the other things that can happen. So we can provide fiber starting around $420 a site, to be able to have more reliable and more durable, more reliable circuits and the ability and a business continuity plan to back that up. So we can sell you fiber, coax, SIP trunks, PRI, SD-WAN, all for the major carriers. Take care of ordering it, implementing it, and all that. And a lot of times we'll use an aggregator or master agent, which gives us a better price and provides US-based customer service. So we're constantly looking for the best possible solution for our clients. At the end of the day, sometimes people are going to need something that keeps them, in remote areas. This is a box that can be put in that does automatic failover to 4G. You can I've even had customers use just this box over 4G because they're waiting on fiber to come in from one of the major carriers. And so 4G is not perfect, but it's better than nothing. This is great for remote users and people that in small sites. It's PCI compliant. It's got Wi-Fi, secure Wi-Fi built in, as well as a Fortinet firewall. So at the end of the day, we just want you to buy local, support Austin, and make sure that we keep things in the family, more or less, or keep it local as much as we can. And at Brookside, we really like to help you with any talk, chat, and video connectivity solutions that you may need to help your business, communicate like never before.